I think we are live. Welcome to the very first episode, everyone, of our Storytold podcast. We are super excited to be doing this. My name is Annika, and I am one of the writers here at Storytold, now / podcast host as well, which is really exciting. We are here today with our founder, our very own Jack Dyer. How are you today, Jack?
I'm right. Yeah. Cheers for setting up the podcast. It's a great idea.
Oh, honestly, I can't wait. And let's tell everyone a little bit more about Storytold. So let's dive straight in. So what's the most important thing you feel people should know about you?
Wow. Yeah, just going straight into it. I don't really know. The most important thing someone should know about me. I want every interaction we have, every sort of thing that drives me as a business owner is to help other people and enjoy the process while doing it. Like, you get some really helpful tools and systems and things, but there's no enjoyment. You just sort of use them and then you move on. Whereas, like, the biggest thing that drives me is that partnership, that engagement, that human factor. Like, Storytold has come about because we're hurtling towards a world with like countless AI systems and like even kids are being taught by AI people nowadays. And I just don't want to lose that human connection. So the biggest thing people should know about me is that I value those relationships and those partnerships far more than anything else. And that's what a partnership Storytold is.
So. I love that, and that is what we're here for Storytold, is that human connection. Because, like you said, without it, you're just not connecting, and you're just blending in a sea of, like you said, AI, and it's just becoming more powerful, and we're losing that human aspect of it, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, how would you describe your career path up until this point? Until what made you want to open Storytold and start this?
Sure, yeah. So I've been a career designer ever since I was a kid. I was always designing stuff, like, you know, classic sketchbooks and like cutting things out of magazines and putting them all in sketchbooks and drawing. And I used to sketch because I'm quite nerdy, like Star Wars and Marvel drawings. I found some of them the other day that I'd made when I was 11, and I was like, wow, you know, just that was 22 years ago. And it's kind of cool to still find those drawings. But yeah, like the sort of love of design and making beautiful projects and things that can help others. I've always been doing that for a career. I started off at age sort of 19. I'm going into my first job after a couple of years of college. I don't have a degree. I don't have any fancy qualifications. I've got a higher national diploma, but you know, that's almost a degree, but still, you don't need like loads of qualifications to do design. If you have them, then obviously you're going to be a much better designer right from the start. But I just sort of muddled my way through and learned with experience. It got to the point where I was in a couple of different careers, like as an app designer, as a designer for a fintech company, an agency working with Jaguar Land Rover, Mercedes, BP, big, massive companies, designing their websites. That was cool.
So cool. Yeah,
lots of exciting companies. And that was at age 25. And I thought, have I like peaked now? You know, designing for Jaguar Land Rover at 25. That's it. It's all downhill from here.
You've nailed it. You've reached it.
Exactly. And so then after that, moved on to a financial tech company in Cardiff, and ended up living in Cardiff for a bit, and then realised that the culture there wasn't quite what I wanted. Lots of management decisions weren't very helpful to the team. Okay. I'm going to try and be as diplomatic as possible, but it was not a good setup. So I handed in my notice, went freelance, and 3 months later, I heard that the company had laid off 17 people. Wow. They'd just got rid of 17 people just after I left. So I made the right choice, turns out.
Definitely.
Like there's not many times in life where you can sort of look back and go, the timing worked out quite well, but that was one of them for sure. So by that point, I was already designing. So one of the big things when you go freelance, you leave a steady job. The biggest worry is that you're never going to have enough income to pay your rent, for example. And being, like mid-20s, obviously didn't have a mortgage, because who can get a mortgage in their 20s these days? So yeah, renting, obviously that was the thing. But I had 3 months worth of savings saved up when I left, and I thought I'd be eating like pot noodles and beans on toast forever. Turns out within a year, I'd replaced my salary except for 40 quid. So I'd made enough as a
Wow,
freelancer, to earn just under my previous salary by 40 quid. That was exciting. And
that's
it proved that,
amazing.
thank you.
And in
Yeah,
such a short period of time as well. Like, it's very rare that happens.
absolutely. Yeah, like that's the thing. I knew that it would be a struggle, but it just sort of took off. Turns out there was a real need for me as a freelance designer. So kind of proved that I didn't need that steady paycheck, that salary. And then after a couple of years, COVID happened. I put all of my eggs in the travel and tourism basket, and then of course COVID. So overnight, my clients disappeared. They said, "Yep, all those projects that you've got lined up." 23rd of March, 2020. I got obviously the world just shut down, and I got the notification that my next sort of 15 grand of income, which would have set me up for the next year or so, gone. Just mad. So that was a struggle, and then moved house. Managed to actually, I'd saved up at that point and bought a house, renovated it, ran out of money while renovating it, so I had to get a full-time job again. And for the last 3 years, I've been working for this incredible company called Interactive Schools. They are genuinely amazing. They sent me out all around the world, like to loads of different states in America, a couple of countries in Europe, like Switzerland, Germany,
Wow.
some places around the UK as well, all to design the websites and do the focus groups and photo shoots for private schools. Very, very amazing, like niche job. But this again, heavy in design. So making these incredible websites for these amazing places. That was really cool. But the biggest part of it was learning about the stories of all of the people, all of the kids, all of the teachers, like all the parents even, and creating this design that really spoke to their stories. And I realized there was such a need for this that I had to go out and leave this amazing company, not because I wanted to leave, but because Storytold was calling me more than my 9-to-5 job was. So there we are. This is now where we're at with Storytold.
Wow, you've definitely been on a journey to open Storytold. That is incredible. But it's amazing to hear how much you love what you do and just getting them stories told. And I know from working with you for a long time now, that is just everything that you are about, and getting them asking the hard questions, but getting the brand story told and connecting with the audience. And it's just magic to see how far Storytold's come so far. It's so exciting. And everything you're building is just incredible, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So I'm going to ask you a bit of a big question now. So what's one of the biggest things that's excited you in your life so far?
That's a great question. I should stress as well, like I don't. When we set this podcast up, Annika didn't tell me in advance what these questions are, so this is all completely fresh. What was one of the biggest things that excited me? About, like, in the past or in the future?
Either past or future. What's exciting you at the moment?
Running my own business, genuinely, like, and having a little team. So like this is kind of an amazing thought. A year ago, I was just an employee at a company that I absolutely adored, but I was just an employee, working 9 to 5. I had 700 followers on LinkedIn, and I was like, I made a commitment last year to post every day on LinkedIn and learn how to tell more stories on there to make business connections. That was, I say, a year ago. So it was January 2024, 1st of January last year. I made this commitment that every single day I would post something. For the first half of the year, nothing really happened. Every day I'd get maybe 1 or 2 likes, but that's because I was posting rubbish. It didn't make any sense. As soon as I started paying attention to what the biggest people on LinkedIn were doing, everything took off. I started doing what I'm calling authentic visual storytelling. And as soon as I came up with a format, like created a structure, put things in place to actually make that happen, set a schedule, put like a calendar in place, so much prep work just for LinkedIn posts. It doesn't seem like it will require that much work, but if you want it to succeed, there's a lot of prep behind it. And that was exciting learning that, because it was, I sort of learned as much as possible about design and about UX design as well, like the psychology behind why design works. But then learning how to communicate with the written word in a more holistic and story-driven way. Design is storytelling, but it's visual. Like writing is storytelling, obviously, because it's writing. But combining those two and having this authentic visual storytelling, the key is that it has to be authentic. When I wasn't progressing on LinkedIn, I was just putting stuff out there and seeing what stuck. When I started telling stuff about me and being authentic online, everything took off. And so that was really exciting.